Good Sunday morning, Northeast Ohio, December 11th, 33 days removed from the 2016 election, but just 695 days to go until the 2018 midterms. And believe it or not, we already got a hat in the ring. Ohio Treasurer Josh Mandel announcing his intent in a YouTube announcement this week. Mandel said he will be seeking the Republican nomination for the U.S. Senate seat, looking to take on U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown.
And now it's time to take the fight to Washington. That's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate. Well,
that would, of course, be a rematch of the 2012 U.S. Senate race in which Brown won re-election over Mandel, 50 to 45%. But this time, Mandel thinks he can capitalize on the Donald Trump success in Ohio, even talking in his video about draining the swamp. Other possible Republican contenders include Columbus area Congressman Pat Tiberi, who was a key Kasich ally. Kasich and Mandel often butting heads. Speaking of Governor Kasich, he swung by the State House this week and gave an impromptu speech to the General Assembly. In so doing, he fired an early shot across the bow that revenue projections are off and don't come to the budget table next year with long wish lists.
The future is going to be tough. We're going to have to hang together in that because it is going to be tough. We're on the verge of a recession in our state. But we're not going to pass on to the next group. Cliff and I are not going to pass on. The Speaker and I are not going to pass on to the next governor the thing that got passed on to me.
The state has a $2 billion rainy day fund, but when Kasich came into office, that figure was just 89 cents. Well, speaking of drained coffers, that's what Cuyahoga County has told the Cleveland Cavaliers theirs are. That's because the Cavs were hoping the county would be 50-50 partners on a $140 million facelift for the Q. Quicken Loans Arena was the 33rd busiest arena in the world last year, drawing around 2 million visitors, and its list of events this year equally as impressive. But the building is 22 years old, the 10th oldest in the NBA, and the Cavaliers would like to give the concrete box a new look, glass enclosed, to expand the footprint of the building, giving it more internal space. While the Cavaliers have offered little in terms of renderings or what all would be entailed, they did offer an estimated price tag of around $140 million that they hope to split 50-50 with the county. But Cuyahoga County, as this September report showed, is already carrying about $1 billion in debt, past big projects financed by bonds. Their credit card is maxed. The sin tax on cigarettes and alcohol, which was used to build Gateway and reapproved by voters 2 years ago to fund repairs, isn't an option because it's earmarked for general maintenance issues. So the county is reportedly asking Destination Cleveland to consider looking into their coffers to see if they can direct any of the estimated $15 million a year they receive from a hotel bed tax to aid in the effort. Destination Cleveland is the region's nonprofit marketing arm and uses those funds in selling Cleveland to the rest of the country. Cavs and Q Arena CEO Len Komorowski is also a past chairman of Destination Cleveland. And Destination Cleveland tells me they are considering the request to see if there's any way that they can help out. Election day was a month ago, unless you live in East Cleveland, where it was this past Tuesday as the city hosted its third recall election in the past year. As a result of this last one, Mayor Gary Norton is out. He was recalled along with Council President Thomas Wheeler, but Norton says Wheeler's loss has shrunk from 18 votes election night to just 4 votes on Thursday. Now, if Wheeler stays in office, he would be the new mayor. If he is indeed recalled along with Norton, the job would go to Council Vice President Brandon King. King appeared this week with Norton, who reached out to the councilman immediately to begin the process of having a smooth transition of power at the end of the month once the results are certified. The new mayor would only serve the year remaining on the term, so will Norton simply run for the seat next year again?
Probably not. I had made up my mind about a year ago not to seek re-election after this term was up. So unless something strange happens, I wouldn't see myself doing that.
When Governor Kasich addressed the General Assembly this week, his impromptu speech was, by his own admission, more preacher than politician. In this holiday season, he encouraged the lawmakers sitting before him to once in a while try to live a life bigger than yourself.
You ever go to a funeral and you listen to the eulogy, it's always about those things that allowed us to rise above ourselves, that allowed us to care about somebody else a little bit more than we care about ourselves. And I believe the health of a society is based on how much the people that live in that society live a life a little bigger than ourselves.
I played that on This Morning because Kasich said it 2 days before the passing of a man who embodied those words on an almost daily basis, former U.S. Senator John Glenn, who died Thursday at the age of 95. The tributes to him were lengthy and lofty. The most to the point, though, was a tweet from the folks Glenn was most closely associated with, NASA. 3 simple words: Godspeed, John Glenn. With Democracy 2016, I'm John Kosich.
Godspeed indeed, loss of a legend.